Good morning, everyone. How you doing, kids?
We're not
Oh,
too bad,
good.
you?
How are you, Tony?
I'm doing great. I get to talk with you guys and talk about Blue Lights. What a great series this has evolved into.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
we're very lucky to be on board.
Well, yeah, and Sean, what a great character Grace is. Talk to me a little bit about her and her arc so far.
Wow, yeah, I really love playing her. I remember reading it way back, 3 years ago now, and I remember reading it and just, there's sometimes characters that sort of come along, into your onto your path or whatever it is you say, but into your line of vision. That's it. And she was somebody that I immediately sort of went, oh yeah, I know this person. I get that. I understand that person. But yeah, it was wonderful to sort of play a character that was at the start of her journey in terms of policing, because she was a social worker before that, and a woman in her 40s to make that huge career change as well. And then as the series has gone on, she's become more confident within her job, and yeah, she's an absolute joy to play. And this series, you sort of understand, or she reveals more of her backstory, and there are a few revelations there.
Hmm. And Catherine, how does it feel to play an action star?
Actually, I mean, a great stunt double. I've got a fantastic stunt double who plays Camogie as well. But yeah, it's fab. And speaking of which, in terms of the stunts, like we have a fantastic stunt team, and that's when the real acting. That's when I do my real acting because I have to pretend that I'm not enjoying the fast cars, like. So, but it's great. It's great crack, yeah.
And the two of you have got such great chemistry. Was that from the get-go?
Oh, yeah, it
Yeah.
was. It was very easy. I remember the first day
I
that we
know.
had. Do you remember in the
In the
car
car. I
outside of
was so
Grace's? I
nervous. I was holding
remember.
my call sheet, being like, okay,
Oh,
so
you made me laugh
nervous.
so much as well. You
I,
were just like, yeah, no, like I was, you were just brilliant, and it was, that it's. We've been really lucky that everybody. It's a very happy set, and
yeah,
there are some very brilliant souls involved with this show.
massively.
Um, and also really appreciative of people's response,
Yeah,
always.
it's got a huge following, and here in the States, I mean, it's a juggernaut of a show, and people like tuning in because they enjoy your friendship in this, if I can use that word, but they also look for
Sure.
an action show, and this has really got great writing and great action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like that's lovely to hear though, because you hope to think that the connections behind the scenes is translated on screen, and I think it very much is. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think way back, like as well, it was a big part of when we were creating the world of Blue Lights. Um, the director of the first series, who was a French director, Gilles Bagnet, he was very much about these connections and these relationships, and he allowed you to sort of improvise around the lines and stuff, which brings a level of authenticity within it, and that is sort of, those ingredients have remained. We've tried to keep that,
Yeah.
throughout the show.
Yeah.
And Sean, I mean, that goes back to and both of you actually, your stage training.
Absolutely. I feel so blessed that I started in theatre.
Mm.
I will forever be grateful that that's where I sort of got my stripes and learnt, what sort of actor I was. And the other thing is, what's wonderful with this show is that we've been together for 3 years as a company, and that's a company of actors and the crew and everybody, and there's a level of trust in that, of people just going, I'm trusting you to do your job,
Yeah.
whatever that is within Blue Lights. And so you have a freedom and a confidence to be able to sort of, you know,
So true.
sort of bring your A game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Catherine, talk to me a little bit about what you think audiences take away from watching the series.
Well, I think it's that thing where they're people first, and the career is almost secondary. But what I love is you see the mess, you see the messy side to them. It's not sleek, it's not sexy, it's not cool. It's very much people dealing with real life and messing up plenty of times as well, and also work life balance and the work dynamics too, and relationships within the force as well. So I think people hopefully see themselves within the characters and that vulnerability, and I think that's what makes great art at the crux of it. Really, it's about humanity, and it's about people and realism. Yeah.
Sean, the same question.
Well, yeah, I think that it is why people tune in and what it is about. It's it has a heart. It reflects sort of society. It holds a mirror up to this city and sort of shows it in all of its glory, and an honesty. And I think if you can manage to sort of have all of that in a melting pot, then that sort of travels. Do you know what I mean? It travels sort of regardless of whether you know Belfast, whether you visited, whether you've been there. So yeah.
Sean, your dad was a police officer. Um, did you learn a lot from him and put this into the series?
I I don't know whether it's such a good question. I don't know whether I learned, but it was my dad. That was just he just happened to be a police officer, but he was my dad first and foremost. And but I was around, like, I was around the uniform. I remember it hanging up in the wardrobe. I remember his helmet, and I would wear it at home when I was a little girl. I mean, and that wasn't alien to me. That was just like, oh look, I'm right, And so it was like it felt very familiar. And only now doing this show do I realise that actually when I've seen police officers when I'm growing up, and I wouldn't just see a uniform. I would see that there was somebody like my dad. There was a human being there. But yeah, definitely, there's lots of stuff that I've sort of carried with me, like the conversations and the banter that he'd have with friends if they'd solved a case, and they'd come home and have a cup of tea and chat about it afterwards downstairs when I was upstairs in bed.
Oh, class.
Yeah, so I'd hear all these, like, the sort of the relationships that they had and the banter and stuff. And so when I read this, I was like, oh, this is it.
Yeah. Lovely answer. Catherine, I'm going to give you the last word. The locations where you're shooting are all gorgeously, displayed. It's even in the action scenes. It is a love letter to Belfast, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean that's such a good statement. It really is, and Belfast is ever changing and growing, and we're so much more than just our history. You have it's very much sprinkled within Blue Lights, which is super important, and it not only I hope it not only allows people to open up the conversation, to do the research as well, which I think is very, very important. But you begin to see like a really beautiful side to Ireland and Northern Ireland as well, and Belfast is at the crux of it, and it's such a gorgeous city. I mean, I love Belfast. Yeah,
It's a gorgeous country. I love Ireland, and it's a surprise to people who have never visited that Belfast how lovely it is.
do you have any connections to Ireland?
No, I'm
Any?
Italian, but I've been
Nice.
there on movie sets and done some things, so I just love it. It's just gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah, it is, and I feel really privileged to sort of have spent time there now, and it's become a second home, and I sort of, if I haven't been there for some time, I get sort of, I miss it quite a lot. So yeah, I went back recently, and I was like, ah,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Hey, I've got to go. Thank you so much for your time today, and congratulations. Maybe we'll see each other on season 4 and 5.
Thank you
Oh,
so
thank you, Tony.
much.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
See you later.
Bye.